Good evening and welcome to Midnight Movie Club and my review of Reality Z. Reality Z is a Brazilian zombie Netflix series based off of Charlie Brooker's Dead Set. It was created by Claudio Torres. It stars Anna Hartman, Ravel Andrade, Carla Ribas and Emilio de Mello. Apologies if I butchered any of those names. So the show goes as this. As a zombie outbreak spreads across Rio de Janeiro, reality TV show contestants and staff of Olympus must take shelter within the Big Brother type house in attempts to wait for a rescue. But in typical zombie genre conventions, it's not only the zombies they have to worry about, but the people within the house. So straight off the bat, if you were a fan of Dead Set just like myself, then you will probably enjoy this series. It is pretty much a carbon copy of Dead Set, except for it taking place in Brazil and not the UK. It is a 10 episode season for the first 5 episodes, and that is when it is Dead Set in Brazil. No way around it. It is pretty much the exact same with very few minor differences, but I have to say the differences that were there, I enjoyed. At first I thought to myself, how are they going to continue this for 10 parts when the original Dead Set finished in 5? And the way they achieve this is very interesting and builds on the social critique that was introduced by Dead Set and the first 5 episodes of Reality Z. It does a total 180 and shows that the stereotypes of reality TV, even in the apocalypse, will not die. And people, even though when all this shit is going crazy, they're still obsessed with stupid things like reality TV. I found it a very interesting take on human behaviour and what could happen with people in these situations and just how twisted and mental we could all become. With its episodes being only 30 minutes long, it makes for an easy binge experience where you will find the episodes flying past at a rapid pace. The pacing overall of the series was pretty solid. There was almost no safe places where you could take a breather and chill. There was always a threat to be wary of, either alive or undead. All of the characters for the most part are likeable, and the ones that are not meant to be likeable, you hate. For such short episodes, they really did cram in a lot of solid characterisation. When bodies start to drop left and right, you will find yourself being pretty bummed out, and cheering on the zombies sometimes. They also managed to make you love characters that you started off not caring for at all, which is something I really wasn't expecting from this show. It made me actually give a shit about people who I thought at first were a piece of shit. So well done for that. All of the performances are solid from the cast. There's a couple standouts and there's maybe a couple characters that seem a bit over the top, but I think that fits with the reality TV show critique and how normal people can become so delusional when put in front of a camera. The series manages to hold on to the same sense of humour as Dead Set, especially in the first half of the season, with certain characters even saying identical lines as the characters from Dead Set. It does seem to lose that humour a bit in the second half when the writing does take a bit of a dip. I can definitely say that the second half of the season is never as engaging as the first half, even though it continues on from a familiar story that a lot of people wanted to see expanded. For me, it was just not quite as good as the first 5 episodes. The second half of the season, without spoiling anything, is interesting. I like the direction that they took it in, but I feel like they squandered a great opportunity to keep some character arcs going for longer and showing them in the house's new dynamic once the two different narrative lines converge. It's like they wanted to rush the Dead Set episodes out of the way, then continue with their own, whereas if they just fused the two at the halfway mark, it could have made for an even more enjoyable time. As far as the cinematography goes, there is a lot of handheld shots and shaky cam just like Dead Set, and here it is welcome once again. I feel handheld is the way to go in the zombie genre, as it puts you right in the situation and brings across that sense of urgency, especially in the more tension-filled scenes with zombies running all over the place. We've seen handheld used in so many different zombie things now, especially things like 28 Days Later and Netflix's Black Summer, and I'm always a fan of it. I just feel like it's needed in this genre where shit can go 0 to 100 real quick. The zombies themselves are pretty awesome, the makeup work on them is really well done, and the way they are acted is great. They are super twitchy and just really vicious. There is also some awesome and creative zombie kills. The practical effects here are on point, and it's lots of blood and gore, and it just looks brilliant, and it hits hard with some thumpy sound design. There is some CGI used, especially in establishing shots, that isn't so great and brings the production value down a little bit. But it's nothing too bad that brings you out of the action. It's just your typical CGI fire and smoke that doesn't look too great. There was also something up with certain aerial shots where it seemed that the drone or whatever they were filming on was shaking. I'm not sure if it was intentional or not, but for me it just looked really weird. But that's a little bit of a nitpick. One aspect that is completely different from Dead Set is the colour scheme. The grading here is all bright, colourful and highly saturated, a far cry from Dead Set's grey and drab look, and it works. We are in Brazil after all, so it makes sense. The bright grade never detracts from the horror and really just highlights the blood splattered across its many sets. The set design itself was well done. It was your typical Big Brother setup. It just looked like the usual Big Brother house, and it's really similar once again to the one in Dead Set. Sorry for the comparisons, but I feel like we have to compare them since this is based on it. But all of the stuff that takes place outside of the house feels really post-apocalyptic as well, and offers up some nice action set pieces. I have to mention the score real quick as well. As you all know, I'm really into music, and while it sounded good, it was quite jarring in areas, as it was almost dubstep-like, and it just didn't match the visuals at certain points. I just found it a bit out of place, and it didn't match up with the tone of the series. Along with this, there are some songs that are peppered out throughout the series at the start and at the end of episodes, and they were nice. They match with the dark humour of the series, making for a nice wee soundtrack. All in all, Reality Z is an enjoyable, easily digestible zombie series with some solid zombie action and gore with funny and likeable characters. It does have a bit of up and down in the plot in places, and I would have liked to have seen some things done differently, but I did enjoy it overall. It might not give us anything new in the genre, but it nails its zombie conventions, all while giving us a nice social critique. With all that said and done, I'm going to give Reality Z a 3.5 out of 5 rating. I feel like Netflix is becoming the place for zombie content with Black Summer and now Reality Z. Fingers crossed for Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead as well. Really looking forward to that one. Also, just a quick update, Black Summer has also been confirmed for a season 2, and I'm really hoping that Reality Z is as well. I'll probably do another series review on Black Summer Season 2 since I've done the first, so look ahead to that one as well. If you enjoyed this video, then please do give it a like, and if you haven't already, then subscribe to join the club. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and good night.